of 400 and more in first-class cricket.
So what an elite group of batters there, Vidya.
And just to mention, the other two are Graham Hick 405 and one Brian Lara 400. So he is at the top and the end of that 400 plus list. What an appetite for runs those guys had. Here we continue now. Here is the left arm pacer again over the wicket. Yeah, so Orlando James staying on the crease this time, giving himself that extra bit of time to play to Edwards, who has been impressive in his spell here. 4.1 overs, 1 for 14.
So Orlando James continues to bat very impressively here. But what Trinidad and Tobago would want is for him to complete the task at hand, Vidya.
Now the thing here for Trinidad and Tobago, and you're looking at how Jamaica performed, you've had Deshaun James and Savvy Williams. They've been good at the start. Edwards has also been good, as has Wedderburn. The medium pacers have done the job here for Jamaica. The spinners have not done the job. And if Trinidad and Tobago, if they can weather the storm of these medium pacers, they could profit after that when the spinners come back on.
Well, they need to weather the storm of Edwards, Vidya, because he's bowling very impressively here. Only conceding a meager 50 runs from 4.5 overs. So I think it's very, very important that the Trinidad and Tobago batters does not allow Edwards to pick up any more wickets during the course of this innings.
Well, good full delivery here. That is a really good Yorker length delivery. And that one was just about a leg stump or so. And that's the good thing about that type of Yorker. When you try to go for the Yorker on mid and off, if you miss your length, you could be hit back over your head. But when you miss your length on the leg stump, a lot more difficult to put away. Ali's looking a lot better now. James, in fact, playing that one off the back foot.
So the question to be asked here, Vidya, would Johnson continue with Edwards after this over, or does he keep him back possibly for another burst later on in the innings?
Well, he started with 3 overs. Now he's bowled 2 more. I think possibly they'd want to give him another try here to see if he can prize out one of these two. Oh, that's hit well past cover point, and that is slowing up. It's going to get there in spite of that. 4 runs, excellent shot by Orlando James, who moves into the 30s.
So looking at it here again, wide half volley, and he square drove that ball through that backward point region, and it raced away to the boundary for 4. So what a handsome looking shot from Orlando James. That boundary takes him on to 31. That takes the Trinidad and Tobago score on to 90 for 3 after 21 overs.
Oh yeah, very good shot there by Orlando James. 31 of 31 deliveries. Ali, 24 of 40. He's done his job, and he has to carry on. And James still struggling here. Still flexing that away on the left side of your picture. He's still flexing those legs, as you can see there. And that hit to the hip bone certainly has affected him. Still feeling the effects of it. I think they went out with the magic spray. That certainly does deaden the pain for a while.
But I'm sure at this stage of his innings, Vidya, he will not want to come off at all. The manner in which he's batting, he'll want to stay out there and get the job completed for Trinidad and Tobago.
Another good Yorker here, this time from Wedderburn. And, wow.
So Wedderburn showing signs that he could be very slippery. Just kissing the surface on most occasions and beating the batters a piece.
Ali picks up another one. Wedderburn in his 3rd over. So these two medium pacers, we still have 4 overs for Wedderburn after this one. 2 more overs for Edwards after this. So that's at least 7. That's at least 7 overs there between those two. 6 overs, in fact. Yeah.
But Johnson might be well advised here, Vidya, to take Edwards off and possibly give him a burst at a later stage, and possibly ask the likes of Wedderburn to make that initial breakthrough.
Yeah, Wedderburn in his 3rd over, and Starting to see the pace that he started off with starting to wear off a little bit here. So he might be coming to the end of his cycle here. Maybe possibly one more over in him after this one.
Well, he's doing an excellent job for the team.
Yeah, 15 deliveries, only 5 runs. Yeah, and Ali has left that one to go on its merry way. But Weatherburn, so you mentioned, he still has 4. 2 more for Edwards, so 6 overs there. I'll tell you what, Jamaica need a wicket right at this point, because that target of 137 is looking a lot, is looking right there, just round the corner for TNT. It's gone for the big hit, but that's a wide.
So Weatherburn showing signs of a bit of fatigue here, Vidya, as you was alluding to earlier on. Possibly just getting tired a bit here now. That physical presence that he carries, it does take a lot out of him, to continue to bowl at that pace.
Yeah, that's similar to the delivery that hit James on the hip. For the delivery this time, James, who is injured. James is injured, and that's why he's not quite getting that leg across to the line of the delivery. So it is playing on him. It is working against him at the moment.
But it's Luke Ali who is taking strike.
Yeah, James at the other end, I was mentioning, sorry. With that injury, it is working against him here as he's batting. Ali has started to slow down. 25 of 45 deliveries, 22 overs gone, 93 for 3. So Edwards is going to continue here from the southern end. He still has 2 overs to go, and Jamaica gambling here because it's Weatherburn at the other end. Here is Edwards. 5 overs, 1 for 19. Let's see if he can get a wicket in this over. That's a nice shot, and just 1 this time. So Jamaica decided to take the gamble and keep Edwards on. At the other end, Weatherburn, who's starting to show signs of becoming tired, he still has 4 overs to go. I think they might give him a break, but then you have to bring the leg spinners back on. A bit surprised that E.J. Spence, the off spinner, hasn't bowled, but then of course it's the 2 right-handers on. I think if they were a left-hander on, they would have brought in E.J. Spence already, but Jamaica have not done that. Adrian Ware also bowls some off breaks.
So Jamaica going for broke here, giving Edwards all the opportunity to try and pry out a wicket and possibly open up that middle and lower order of the Trinidad and Tobago batting lineup.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised when I saw the players left out. Malik Williams, the off spinner, left out. Marlon Williams, the off spinner, also left out for Jamaica. There are 8 left-handers in the Trinidad and Tobago team. That's just a little bit surprised to see that. Of course, maybe they were trying to get the balance just right here, Jamaica. And Edwards pulls out of this one. Well, this is a possible sign here that he's tiring at the moment, and Trinidad and Tobago has to go into an attritional mode here to wear down the Jamaican medium pacers, and hoping to push the scoring rate along when the spinners come back on.
But what is at hand at the moment here is to see out this young man, Edwards.
Not a good shot, and that's going to run away for 4. in the gap between backward point and the short third man, and that has been powered to the boundary for 4. And there's another injury here to Orlando James. But Luke Ali, look at this shot, just waited on it, opened the face into the gap. That was exquisite.
Yeah, that had class written all over it. Vidya waited onto the back foot there and caressed that ball between that short third man position to the right of third man and to the left of the backward point fielder, and it raced across this Inchon Alley Park for 4 runs. So what an excellent shot from Luke.
Good, better delivery here from Edwards. Yeah, I think his pace has dropped significantly since he's come to this spell. He bowled 2 overs from the other end, and now in his 3 overs from the other end, and now in his 3rd over here. I think he's at the end of his rope right now. He might look to keep that last over for another critical turning point in the game. Should be a leg by here. Yes, they get it comfortably. And James was limping after he ran the last run. Didn't seem to be limping after this one. And that is the end of the 6th over here for Edwards. 23 now in the books here. Trinidad and Tobago 99 for 3. Where will Jamaica go at this point? Will they go back to spin? Will they use the off spinner? Will they continue with the leg spinners? Neither of the leg spinners have done the trick for them today.
But they're going to go back with the likes of Weatherburn. He's going to continue from the community center end. Yeah, community center end.
James hasn't come back in. Shabby Williams was actually having a little talk with his captain. I think he wants to get back into the fray at the moment. Weatherburn has done a very good job here. 3 overs, 6 runs. That has been excellent here. It's one of the main reasons why the scoring rate for Trinidad and Tobago, which was close to 4, has now dropped back down to 3.17. So TNT have been forced to fight hard here to get this score of 137, and they're very close to the psychological barrier. Once they get over that 100, you would feel that you're going downhill.
So you'll want to get to that magical figure of 100, and then reassess and continue.
Partnership now up to 65 between James and Ali. Well, Weatherburn going down. Wonder what happened there. Was there something Weatherburn perhaps suggesting that was a bit closer than it was? Let's see what happened here. Oh, that's why. Well, you had to say that that was Ali really knowing exactly where his off stump was.
But kudos to Ali. His judgment was impeccable with leaving that ball.
Yeah, so I'd say, you know, he batsman who's been in here for 52 deliveries. He's been in there for 52 deliveries, so he should know exactly where his off stump is at this point.
So Luke Ali showing what a quality player he is, driving on the up there handsomely.
Oh my, that is a shot of some authority, high over mid-wicket for 6 runs. Shorter delivery here from Weatherburn. Oh boy, did he power that away.
He was into position very early and executed that hook shot to perfection over that forward of square position for a maximum. So Luke Ali coming into his own video, having really struggled at the early start of his innings. He did look, you know, a bit shaky at the start, but he's really now carrying on in a manner that, you know, could take the game away from Jamaica at this stage.
That was a whippy looking shot over mid-wicket. He just sort of whipped the back, maybe almost like a Mahendra Singh Dhoni as he hit that. A little shade of the helicopter there in that shot. Hit that brilliantly over mid-wicket for 6 runs. Ali 35 of 53, potentially urging himself into a man of the match winning performance here. And 35 of 53, he has done very well. So Trinidad and Tobago now well and truly on top once again, 105 for 3. Looking good for the points in this first game, first round of the Rising Stars under-17. More runs here for Ali. There should be just 1. And yeah, there is Spence after it. Yeah, if I was Spence, I'd feel very disappointed at this point. Started off batting at number 11, and the off spinner has not been called upon at all to bowl.
Yeah, so I'm a bit surprised as well, Vidya, that he hasn't been given an opportunity to showcase his talent. But I'm sure, possibly, you know, we may see him, you know, sometime in the near future.
But the burn will continue, this time to Orlando James. A runner ball 33 for the man from Tobago. Nice looking on drive, will get one! Spence was across it quickly. Couldn't locate the stumps there. James from Tobago, as I mentioned, when it goes to Scarborough Secondary, and he's part of a family of 8 boys, and they all play cricket, and they're all very good.
What a talented family.
Yeah, 3 short of a cricket team there in terms of the boys.
But I'm sure possibly the dad possibly plays cricket as well, Vidya.
Yeah, I think he'll make up the numbers there this time, because his brother Joshua is an absolute talent out of Tobago. Ali sent back here.
And wisely so.
Yeah, certainly close to the cover fielder. I think Jamaica might actually be going, as there's another break here, and there's some medical assistance to Orlando James, who is still feeling the hurt of that injury to his hip. So after 24 overs, it's 107-4-3. Welcome back to Inchanali Park. There was some treatment for Orlando James, who took a blow to the hip earlier, and the man with number 10 on his back here for Trinidad and Tobago seems to be okay now. They make them very different in Tobago. Tell you what, they're very, very tough people. And for Orlando James to be complaining about a blow to the leg, that certainly would have floored most people.
Yeah, but Orlando James showing that kind of fight in himself, Vidya. Not giving up at all in terms of, you know, surrendering his innings and wanting to come out. You know, he's in the battle and he wants to continue to the end.
So now in over number 25, now we see the appearance of E.J. Spence, the man from Westmoreland, the Black River High student. The off spinner is now in. He batted at number 11. So we're a little bit surprised we didn't see him earlier, but here he is in now. Gets a chance, and off spinners have done well here at Praisal. Ranji Nanan made his career here, the former West Indies and Trinidad and Tobago player, captain Trinidad and Tobago to the regional title in 1985. Good start here for Spence.
But someone in the mood of Orlando James, it wouldn't be long before he takes on this off spinner Vidya.
He's just having a look at the moment here. He's going to try to launch into one afterwards. It's a bit too wide by umpire Willoughby. What's he saying here? Dead ball. Wonder why that is. I think there was a fielder moving while the bowler was coming in, so that might be a possibility of why the ball has been called dead here. So just one ball in the over. Yeah, so I think umpire Willoughby is ready to restart now. Here's Spence once again. No sign of any turn here for Spence so far. That one went on straight. physically and developmentally, I think Spence is the youngest of the players here. He's the smallest of the players on the Jamaica team. Oh, that's a misfield, and they will get the single now. That's Barnes, who was seemed to have had that covered. Somehow it squirmed away from him.
Just taking his eyes off the ball at the critical time there, video, and allows Joshua James an easy single.
Well, that's the exact position where Jagisar got himself run out earlier. Ooh, he went for the big cut shot there. Ali's played a good innings, 36 off 55, 56 deliveries.
So he's played that sheet anchor role video really, really well in partnership with James.
Very full delivery this time from Spence. So Jamaica need a couple of wickets here very quickly. 108 for 3, and the target is getting down. It's it's 29 now. Nice and easy, says Ali, and he picks up his 37th run. And there still are 10 overs to go here for Trinidad and Tobago. So 29 runs in 10 overs. That should be easy for TNT. End of the over after 25. Trinidad and Tobago 109 for 3.
But Jamaica will want to pry out 2 wickets here quickly here, Vinay. If you put 2 wickets to the score at 110 for 5, it does change the total complexion of the game.
So after 25, Jamaica were 86 for 4. This was the point that Jamaica started to come out of that disastrous middle over period. 10 overs, they got 11 runs and lost a wicket during that period. Now we're seeing, and lost 2 wickets, correction, during that period. Now Trinidad and Tobago, they are in a significantly better position here after 25 overs. In fact, they are 23 runs better off than Jamaica at this point.
So both Luke Ali and Orlando James, they have taken away the ascendancy from the Jamaicans here, video.
Luke Ali, they know the score, they know the situation, and Trinidad and Tobago will be favored to go on to win this one here. Young boys from Jamaica, I think that batting effort, they will certainly have to review what has happened with the batting earlier. They really were going on. They were flying 70 for 1 and then bowled out for 136. Nice looking shot here by Ali. We'll get one.
So lovely off drive from Luke Ali, caressing that ball past that extra cover region. It goes down to long off, my apology. So the score moves up by 1. TNT 110 for 3. That takes Luke on to 38.
Nice stop here by Wedderburn, who's in his 5th over here. They've continued with him. This is his 5th over in a row, and he's kept it tidy. In his 5th over, just 15 runs conceded, but at the other end, that's been the problem. That's where they've been continuing to get runs.
And it's important, if you understand the flow of the runs video, you need to have bowlers bowling in tandem with each other in order to do that.
Just a dab down to that short third man position. Well fielded there by Brian Barnes. Makes the stop. So 3 deliveries still to go in Wedderburn's 5th over. Or will they continue with him? After his 3 overs, he was starting to look a little bit jaded. He's bowled 2 more here. The problem is that Jamaica, their leg spinners did not fire today. Oh, he's etched that, has he? There's a big sound. I think it was bat onto the wicket here. Let's see what happened. That was close to the edge, but it could have been the edge of the bat onto the ground that created the sound. James, 35 of 39. He's gone behind the rate now. It's the first time in his innings that he's gotten less runs than balls faced. End of 26 overs. Trinidad and Tobago are 110 for 3. And for 3, 26 overs, 9 overs to go here for Trinidad and Tobago. But they are significantly ahead of where they should be at this point. The required rate, which started off at 3.9, is now down to 3 runs and over. So this should be relatively easy here. But this is under 17 level, and the batsmen certainly at the senior level, this would be a cakewalk. But it's always the potential of wickets falling in groups here.
But Jamaica will have to really do something special at this stage here, Vidya, to get back into this contest. They need to pry out at least 2 wickets, very, very quickly.
Two wickets and perhaps then some more as Spence continues here from the southern end. This should be 1 here. Straight to the skipper, who's out on the boundary at long off. So Ali up to 39 now. Top score in this game, 48 by Johnson.
So short and wide. This one is punched through that extra cover region by Luke Ali.
Pushed into the mid-wicket area. They're looking for 2. Just 1 here for Orlando James, who's up to 36 now. And what a good partnership that has been formed from these 2 batters. The Nelson has come and gone here. Anil Lakan, were your feet up? They were. Very superstitious is Anil Lakan. Yes, of course, that superstition about the Nelson 111. Tend to see our English commentators, when they are here with us in the Caribbean, lift their legs. We did see that during the regional series earlier this year. Down the leg side, is that a wide? Yes, it is. Umpire Willoughby signals a wide. 113 now for Trinidad and Tobago, and the target is now down to 24.
So Trinidad and Tobago making light work of this contest here, chasing this target of 137 for victory here.
24.51 needed. Make that 20 off 53. So well in control here, Trinidad and Tobago, of course. And they've gotten 2. Oh, that was careless. That was careless from the captain, Jordan. He was ambling in, and the TNT batsman picked up that he was not exactly fully committed to that run, that chase. And he picked up 2, and he's getting the hairdryer from the coach right now.
Yeah, showing a lack of intensity in the field here is the skipper Johnson, and he's been creamed by the coach for that effort.
Yeah, he really got an airful. It was a Sir Alex Ferguson type hairdryer that he got.
And speaking of the great Sir Alex Ferguson,
oh, almost played that on. That was not far away from the leg stump. Tread carefully in this area. There are Manchester United supporters all around you. You're speaking about Sir Alex Ferguson. Look at this. This was very close to that leg stump. Ooh, between the legs and away, down to fine leg. The overs come to an end after 27. Trinidad and Tobago 115 for 3. First ball of the new over from Wedderburn, down to long off for 1. And Wedderburn bowling 6 overs straight here. And as we have the youngsters just behind there, as you can see, practicing in the net area, just behind here in Presal, the community centre.
but if anything, Vidya, Wedderburn has gotten better as he grew into his spell here.
16 runs and he has bowled 31 deliveries. This has been a good spell from him. and he's a pretty capable batsman. The problem is, if they can work with him and get him to understand how to work and pick up those singles readily, I think you have the makings of a really good young all-rounder here for Jamaica.
I think you'll have to do that exercise throughout the entire Caribbean video.
Yeah. Well, let's start with him. Let's start with one first. Full toss. There's a fielder out on the boundary, and that's straight to him. Just one this time. And the target now is at 20. Just 20 needed of 46 balls now. And really you can feel that the air has gone out of the game right now. Jamaica look like they're going through the motions at the moment, but a couple of wickets could make it very interesting. Weatherburn pulls out.
It just seems at this stage that the Jamaican outfit video, just waiting for something to happen rather than trying to orchestrate, some mode of dismissal, some kind of dismissal. But who knows, a wicket here could really, really bring them to life.
And this partnership between James and Ali has gone along very well. They came together with the score at 34 for 3, and Trinidad and Tobago looked in serious trouble at that point. But they have played themselves away, and they haven't given away a lot of chances here.
Well, they haven't been reckless, I might say, Vidya, in terms of stitching that 83-run partnership together.
Yeah, partnership now up to 83 between these two, coming together at 34 for 3. 2 wickets coming up, very quick time for Trinidad and Tobago. 13 runs, 3 wickets, a mini slide, but they played themselves out of it very well. Another nice looking drive, fluent drive here from James. Thinking about 2. Well, that's a good bit of work there by James again. The overs come to an end. Weatherburn's figures after 6 overs, 17 runs. He has 17 runs after his 6 overs, and at the end of 28 overs, Trinidad and Tobago 118 for 3. Well, they're looking a little bit more relaxed now. The supporters, as you can see, the parents of Samir Sarup, who's not playing today, they are out there and they're enjoying themselves, or they're sharing the love right now. Their hugs are plenty at the moment. There might be a lot more afterwards if Trinidad and Tobago completes the victory here.
But Trinidad and Tobago are well placed at this stage here, Vidya, to complete this victory here at the Inchinali Park.
And some exercise equipment just behind those fans. Cameraman has picked up all sorts of angles and different things happening in and around Praisal. He's been almost invasive in the way he's approached his camera work.
But the spectators have stayed, for the entire procession of this game, Vidya, and no one is leaving the venue.
I would expect no less from the people of Praisal, who absolutely adore their cricket. It's a religion here in Praisal. And Savvy Williams is back on here, the medium pacer. He started off, here he is from the southern end of the ground. Oh, that's a good bit of work there behind the stumps by Williams. But back foot was firmly planted. Yeah, of course in Praisal, if you ask what's the main religion here, is it Roman Catholic, is it Hindu, is it Muslim? It's cricket.
It's cricket.
It is. No wonder they produce so many amazing players that have graced Trinidad and Tobago and West Indies teams over the years. Ramden, of course, a 2-time World Cup winner. Rampal also winning the World Cup in 2012. Straight to mid-wicket this time, and always remember that delivery from Ravi Rampal in that 2012 final, the one that dismissed Tilakaratne Dilshan. That was an absolute screamer. Don't think any batsman could have kept that one out.
And what Praisal has as well, Vidya, they have a wonderful youth program as well. So they continue to churn out very talented players. And one that comes to note is no other than...
Another nice looking drive, and that is picked up another one. Of late, Mark Dial is the one that's been making the waves here, but there's some younger players coming up from Presal.
Yeah, indeed. You have the likes of Kyle Kisundat, who was on that West Indies developmental program.
Yeah, so they continue to bring out players. Presal, not one of the larger communities in Trinidad and Tobago, but it's a way they love their cricket here. Worked past the bowler. Just one more to the total. And the Trinidad and Tobago now up to 120 for 3. So just 17 runs needed now.
So this game is just meandering along here in our video.
Yeah, the W is going only one way at the moment here, and that is to Trinidad and Tobago. Jamaica, who started off so well. Tell you what, 70 for 1 at one point, and then it just fell apart.
So this thing has definitely been removed from the Scorpions.
That's going to be close. Well, if he had hit the stumps, I think he would have claimed the wicket there for Orlando James, but they complete 2 runs. Injury aside, Orlando James has picked up 2 more.
So Orlando James continues in his merry way here at the Inchinali Park, moving to 41 with that brace.
Last ball of the 29th over will go into the scorer's notebooks as a dot ball. 4 runs off that over after 29 overs now. Trinidad and Tobago 122 for 3. They are just 15 runs away from victory here.
And the coach of the Trinidad and Tobago team.
Well, there is some smoke up in the Presal area. I hope that's not anything serious, but it came up over the last couple of minutes here. But all the fire has been in the bats here right now of Orlando James and Luke Alley.
It has been very fiery as well.
Certainly has. It was in the bat of Jordan Johnston. He was blazing along. I tell you what, that's one of the better innings we've seen from a youth player in quite a while here.
Yeah, he showed that, you know, he's a cut above the rest here. A video showing, you know, that he is one of those guys who has the ability to go on to play at the highest level video.
Yeah, certainly. And I think they're going to go to EJ Spence here. Initially, I think they were going to go, was it the captain that was going to take the ball back there, Johnson? Redwood was also interested, but they decided to go for the off spinner here. So 15 runs needed and 6 overs still to go.
So Johnson, the captain of the Jamaica team, ringing the changes here, trying to, as best as he can, to affect a breakthrough here. But kudos to both Luke Alley and Orlando James. They've batted magnificently here at the Inchinali Park, taking this game away from their Jamaica counterparts.
So the score required rate down to 2.5. That should be easy here for Trinidad and Tobago. And this partnership now, it is when it gets to 134, that'll be the 100 partnership between these two. And Ali and Orlando James have given themselves the possibility of winning Player of the Match award. So Spence is going to continue here. He's bowled 2 overs, been quite tidy, none for 7. A little bit too short that time, but powered away off the back foot, just 1 more.
So with Orlando James batting on 41 here, video, and 2 wickets in his bowling analysis, you know, he could be be favoured for that Man of the Match award. Yeah,
and I tell you what, yes, this has been a very good partnership between these two. Ali was actually struggling at one time, and when James started to get catch fire here at the Inchinali Park, that's when Ali himself started to blossom. So I think in the context, in the balance of things within that partnership, James certainly had a big influence over it in the early stages.
Yeah, he did create an immediate impact on his arrival at the crease.
There should be 2 more. James is looking for the second run. That's a good bit of fielding. He got across it really fast and a powerful return in. That might be that's not Barnes. Barnes is at point. But good bit of fielding there on the outfield. Yeah, so James could very well be the possible. I mean, if Jamaica had gone on to win, you'd certainly want to give it to Jordan Johnson for the quality of that innings. But I think he'd be very disappointed that he wasn't able to get a bigger innings for his team.
I think when we look at the contenders for the Man of the Match award, I think Andrew Rembrandt would be one of the guys who would be discussed when that discussion takes place, when the game concludes.
2 for 19. His influence also during that fallow period for the Jamaica team. 2 for 19 he took. Another run here for Trinidad and Tobago, 125 for 3. And just 12 runs away now from victory. And tell you what, there's going to be an eruption of applause from around the ground here, because the parents are all circling the ground in different parts. 30 overs now gone, and Trinidad and Tobago 125 for 3. And there are lights here at the Presar Recreation Ground. Of course, they do host quite a few night tournaments here at club level, and also at the club level, of course, and then at the national level, a lot of matches are played here.
Yeah, so this facility video, normally has a hub of activities taking place on a daily basis.
Yeah, it certainly does. Jamaica this time at 125 for 3. They were Trinidad and Tobago 125 for 3. Jamaica after 30 overs were 108 for 5. And it's a case of lights out here for Trinidad and Tobago over Jamaica.
So it's shining brightly here at the Inchinali Park.
Yeah, it certainly has been. Edwards has had a really good spell, but he's unfortunately looks like he's going to end up on the losing side. But they brought back, let's see, is there going to be a sting in the tail here? Deshaun James is back on the attack. James 5 overs, 1 for 14. Pretty good effort from him. Well, I think the coach wasn't happy with something. They've now decided they have 1, 2, 3, 4 players on the boundary. The coach was screaming something out, and I tell you what, the James Pollard pulled out of his run-up immediately to make sure. One, he's still looking very comfortable now. 11 runs away now from victory, Trinidad and Tobago. And we look back at the turning points in this game, and certainly the dismissal of Jordan Johnson was the biggest one, because after that, the Jamaica innings just plummeted. They were 70 for 1 at that point, and after that they lost wickets, 75 for 3, 77 for 4, 100 for 5, and then the bottom just fell off. Has he gotten a touch on that? Yes, he has. And that is the 4th wicket for Jamaica. Hasn't come too late, but that is the end of Orlando James. He's gone for 42. He's caught behind.
So a painstaking 42 from Orlando James, having batted magnificently with Luke Ali, is stitching a really wonderful partnership here, video.
Well, he's getting a good hand as he comes out, but that ball was very, very close to his gloves, and he may have just gotten a touch onto it. He has a hip injury coming out, but he's getting the congratulations. But Jamaica finally get the 4th wicket here, but maybe a bit too late for them, as the required runs is now down to 11.
But does the Jamaican Scorpions have a sting in their tail at the back end here, video?
Well, it looks a bit too late for that. They'll have to do a lot here to really get on to win this one from this point.
But more importantly for Trinidad and Tobago, Luke Ali is still out there batting really impressively on 46.
Well, Kabir Budu Singh is now out for Trinidad and Tobago, the man from El Dorado East. And big fan of Virat Kohli and Brian Lara. So let's hope he can infuse some of the spirit of those two fine batters, two of the greatest batters to ever play the game, into his innings here today. And just like his West Indian idol, he is left-handed.
So Kavir Budu Singh strides out to the middle with just 11 runs needed to complete the task here at the Inchinali Park. But it will really be a great booster for the Trinidad and Tobago team here, Vidya, to go with this first round victory.
Well, Jamaica have not made it too easy for them, and the big inflection point, as we pointed out, the dismissal of Johnson, things fell away after that. Trinidad and Tobago also doing their homework. They brought on the spinners, really tamed the Jamaica batting lineup in those middle overs between 15 and 25. Jamaica starting very well here, 34 for 3, Trinidad and Tobago. Good delivery to start off. But then the spinners came back on. They weren't quite able to get a grip onto the game. When the medium pacers came back on, Trinidad and Tobago went back on the defensive. But after that, when the medium pacers tired, Trinidad and Tobago just took over once again.
Yeah, so there were periods, there were passages of play video where Jamaica was trying to get to the, take control, having gotten 2 early wickets in the piece. But then both Luca Ali and Orlando James totally took control of the situation here.
Good stop by the bowler. Of course, 5 rounds of play. First 3 rounds will be 50 over games, and the last first 4 runs 50 over games, and the last round will be 20 over matches, we're told.
Yeah, two T20 games, one at 9 o'clock in the morning and the other at 2:30.
Well, that's come off the glove there. Maybe a little bit of bat onto that. So just he's off the mark here. Budu Singh on 1. And the target is now down to 10.
So we just about into single digits here at the Inchinali Park here.
Shorter delivery. We haven't seen too many short deliveries from the Jamaica team. Maybe a little bit surprising. Perhaps they would have wanted to try out the Trinidad and Tobago play against short deliveries.
But Kavir Budu Singh didn't seem very comfortable at all dealing with that delivery.
Oh, he dealt with that one very well. That's come close to the boundary. 2 more runs to him. He's hit. Oh, there's going to be a third here. That's careless bit of play from Jamaica. And, and the required number of runs is now into single digits for the first time. 7 required of 24 balls. Oh, there's another player down, and this time it's Ali. Ali's got, it's cramp. It's definitely looking like cramp at the moment. And I think there'll be required some of those sports drinks that they needed this time.
Yeah, possibly salt prunes, may just help.
Yeah, salt pruner too. And look, let's see what's happened here. So Luke Ali has turned, and just out of your picture, yeah, he just goes down. There he is, just tumbling over. And I think it was definitely, it wasn't a strain or anything. I think the cramp just sort of set in at that point.
And again, as we were alluding to earlier, video, these guys, yeah, they're doing some running repairs there. Jeremy, the trainer, possibly putting.
It definitely is cramp, isn't it?
Yeah. It seems like he's got an ice pack with him there, video.
Yeah, he was running on with the ice pack, And I think Jeremy, he's so well practiced that he knew immediately it was cramp. The way the batsman went down, you knew immediately that had to be a touch of cramp, because he's been out there for over an hour now. It's been a very hot afternoon. So he diagnosed that pretty quickly. But I'm not sure Ali can continue here. 47 not out. Of course, he's so close to a 50 right now. I don't think cramp 10 wild horses could drag him out here at the moment.
Well, I'm sure if he has the bat on one leg video, he will do that to ensure that, you know, he gets to that half century. But again, video with these young men not having played competitive cricket for a very long time, now getting into the longer version, as we would say, you know, in the 50 over contest, you know, you would find from time to time these guys coming up, you know, coming down with cramps and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was inevitable. We saw that in the Premier League and other leagues after COVID-19 ended. The professionals going out there, now they are looked after. There are thousands and millions of dollars are invested into their health, and they were going down, dropping like flies. These are younger players with backed up by much smaller budgets. So you would expect to see a fair amount of injuries. We also saw that in some of the football competitions earlier this year here in Trinidad. So the injuries have started to pile up here. We've seen Orlando James go down, and then now we've seen Budu Singh. We've seen Luke Ali also go down with an injury. And in the Jamaica innings, 1 or 2 injuries there also. Bachu, in the meantime, looks like he's ready to go out. But I think they're going to allow Luke Ali to continue here, because I don't think it was even a question whether he wanted to come off.
Absolutely no question at all. If he has to stand on one leg to get that required 3 runs to get to that coveted 50 runs, he will do that. But you know what's interesting, video, with the injuries to the Trinidad and Tobago setup and the turnaround, the next game is tomorrow. One wonders how would that affect, you know, the chemistry of the team.
That's right.
If they have to make changes for tomorrow.
Now, in place of these two, you have Samir Sarup, the off spinner. Aidan Ratcha, the man from George Village, is also on the substitutes bench, as well as Abdullah Cambridge. Those are the 3 players who could possibly come in. Abdullah Cambridge, left arm orthodox bowler. If we see either of the 2 players who have been injured, Luke Ali and Orlando James, out of this game, well, they're very well ready to come in, because with this more congested schedule, because of the changes in the competition, I think you'll definitely see some changes tomorrow.
Well, there will have to be some changes, and I'll tell you what, with the amount of cricket to be played in only a couple of days, a video 4 or 5 days, is going to take a physical toll on all the players who are involved.
Well, just behind where the batters are at the moment, the seats have emptied out. And that's all because the spectators have come over to this side of the ground where we're sitting, because they are ready to welcome their conquering heroes back out. And Trinidad and Tobago just 7 runs away from victory here. Jamaica played their part in this game. They provided some great entertainment. Oh, that is hit away for 6 runs. And the scores are now tied here at Presal. A massive hit, a tired-looking ball from Spence, and Budu Singh has hit this, and there is the 50 for Ali. Wow, I tell you what, that's why he wanted to stay out there. 50 for Ali, and the scores are tied, just 1 run to win now.
So a much deserved half century for Luke Ali, having struggled at the early stages of his innings, really came into his own when Orlando James went out there, took the pressure off him, and he was able to really build an innings over an extended period of time. So congratulations to Luke Ali on a wonderful half century here.
So all the fielders for Jamaica now in the circle, and that is because it's just 1 run for victory here. Here is Spence now to bowl to Ali. Potentially this is the last over of the game here. Ali has hit this one straight to the fielder. Nice tumbling stop there by Edwards. And Edwards, whose clothes are completely dirtied with... he just has dirt all over him. That's because he's turned in quarter shift. But unfortunately, he's going to end up on the losing side today.
So one would hope the likes of Kanhai, will be back to full fitness and ready to take its spot back in this team tomorrow, Video.
Again, straight to the fielder, so the wait continues here. Ali looking like he's gotten over that cramp that he suffered earlier. So 53 not out of 79 deliveries. An excellent innings from him. And he's going to lead Trinidad and Tobago to victory. And there it is, victory for Trinidad and Tobago. Ali finishes on 54 not out, and Trinidad and Tobago have won this game by 6 wickets. And the final run is scored, and TNT have started out with a win here against the Jamaica team, but I really feel that Jamaica will feel a little bit disappointed in the fact that they did not get at least 30 more runs after that great start.
Well, having lost Johnson at that critical juncture in the innings, Video, there was not much that came in terms of scoring and runs for the Jamaican outfit, Video.
Yeah, that's where it really fell apart there for the Jamaica team, but you could see this Jamaica team causing a lot of problems for other teams in the competition. Certainly their challenge fizzed out after the dismissal of Johnson, so maybe some work here for the a lot of work here for the Jamaica team. As for Trinidad and Tobago, it was a good performance. I think Riyad Emrit in his debut match here as Trinidad and Tobago coach is going to be pleased, but there still are some areas they need to work on.
Well, there are definitely a lot of areas, and it's my humble view that he will have a quiet word with skipper Justin Jarvis. So, a player of that importance to this team. You don't want to see one of your premier batters, giving away their hand at the early stages in an innings.
Yeah, especially in the way that it happened. The teams meet out in the middle. Trinidad and Tobago get the points. They win by 6 wickets here, and Trinidad and Tobago winning the opening game of this restarted, rejigged competition here at the Inchan Ali Park. Well, Trinidad and Tobago will be back in action tomorrow. Luke Ali leaves the field as the hero here and getting a really good victory for his team, and he certainly will be the player of the match in this game.
Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me at all, Video, that Luke Ali is given that man of the match award here, having batted brilliantly to take Trinidad and Tobago to a convincing 6-wicket victory here against the Jamaica counterparts.
So more matches tomorrow in the CWI Rising Stars Under-17 Championship in round 2. Matches on tomorrow at different positions in the country. We hope that you'll join us for that as we continue. On behalf of Anil Lakan and the rest of the crew here at Inchan Ali Park, it is goodbye for now, and thank you so much for joining us here on cricketwestindies.com.